So JS left a Yelp review for this spa. He says, came here during men's night, and during the end, it was basically an orgy in both the steam room and the dry sauna. 2 stars. All right, this one's pretty funny and gross.
I have to say, I'm a little concerned. I was sitting in the other room and I heard you laughing maniacally.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. So I'm going to tell you the story of Archimedes Banya. Now, Archimedes Banya is a spa in San Francisco.
Oh, thank God. I was going to say, I thought that's a name of someone.
No, it's a spa in San Francisco. Now, it's one of those spas where it's like clothing optional.
Ugh.
Yeah, not my cup of tea. I don't think it's your cup of tea either. But Archimedes Banya started doing a ladies' night and a men's night once a month.
Why wouldn't it be anything but ladies' night or men's night? I don't fancy going to a spa to see a whole bunch of wangs flopping around.
Yeah, well, they probably thought the same thing about some of their customers. So they carved out one night per month to have like an exclusive men's and women's thing. So anyway, the trans community caught wind of this and they're not happy.
Oh, fuck off.
I mean, they can go any day they want except this one night that's like woman's night. And so they started to cause a bit of a stir and it all blew up in early March.
Okay. Wait, so the trans can go on the men's nights? Because you said the transes can't go on the ladies' night, but they can go on the men's nights.
Well, that was the idea, yeah. And they called it like a cultural sensitivity night. So the idea was like if you're of a certain culture or religion, you don't want to see cocks.
So you have to be religious to not want a pair of balls in your face.
Yeah, it's stupid. Anyway, we'll get into it right after this. Joe Rogan's known for his MMA fighting. He's in extremely good shape and he's doing well health-wise at the tender age of 57. One of the supplements he's talked about is NMN.
What is NMN? So about 20 years ago, Lenny Guarente and a team of us at MIT discovered a set of genes that controls aging in yeast cells, just brewer's yeast, what you find in beer and bread. And those genes are called sirtuins, and there are 7 of them in our bodies, 5 in yeast. And what they do is they protect all organisms on the planet, plants, bacteria, humans, from deterioration and disease. They're like the Pentagon. They sense when we're hungry, sense when we're exercising, and they send out the troops to defend us. So when you put more of these genes into a yeast cell or a mouse, they'll live longer, between 5 to 20% longer. And so we think that these genes are responsible for the effects of dieting and exercise, which is great. What that means is we can now mimic that with molecules. So NMN is one of those molecules, so is resveratrol.
So with NMN, you get improved energy, weight management, anti-aging, and endurance and strength. Every bloke knows you've got to be strong and mentally aware.
Woo! That's right, baby!
So check out NMN and resveratrol. The two go hand in hand and Black Forest has both. NMN is going to help your body produce NAD+, which starts firing up all those abilities you had as a young fella. The ones you don't have anymore because you've aged. You might have a pot belly, you might have creaky knuckles, wrinkly skin, the list goes on. Well, this works towards undoing all of that. Check it out at blackforestsupplements.com/bearing. They're running a special buy 2, get 1 free 48-hour discount for my viewers. That's blackforestsupplements.com/bearing. So we've got a news clip to watch. Now, as I said, this is in early March when it all sort of blew up.
Okay.
A boycott against a bathhouse in San Francisco that protesters say has policies that exclude transgender people. Our Kelsey Thorne spoke with some of the protesters who insist it's a sign of a troubling trend in the country.
Why are they still wearing fucking COVID masks?
Because it's San Francisco.
I don't want to catch your cis COVID.
A group of transgender rights advocates are calling for a boycott of a San Francisco spa they say is enacting anti-trans exclusionary policies.
It's exclusion, it's discrimination. It's goes against everything that I came here for.
Brett Mormoray says she was told she would not be allowed to participate in a ladies' night at Archimedes Banya unless she remained clothed at all times inside the clothing optional spa.
So let's get this straight. This dude can go there whenever he wants.
This dude's name is Breath.
Breath? I didn't catch that. So this dude can go there whenever he wants, except for one night a month, ladies' night.
Yeah.
Right? So imagine getting a bee in your bonnet over one fucking night. You know, it's hurtful. It's exclusionary.
Oh, didn't you say they could go, but they have to be clothed?
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. He can go. He just can't get his cock out.
Yeah, he just has to cover up his cock and balls.
Yeah.
Sounds reasonable.
I came from Alabama specifically to escape that type of prejudice and hate. When I got here and I found out this city has just as much of it.
The Russian bathhouse offers one women's only night and one men's only night each month.
Why would you want to go to a Russian bathhouse? Don't lefties hate Russia at the moment?
Yeah, that's a good point. Are there any Ukrainian bathhouses?
On their website, they say the nights are to, quote, shelter religious preferences of women and men in their community. Therefore, they limit participation to sex assigned at birth.
It kind of set off some alarm bells for me because in a lot of Slavic cultures, like pre-Christian Slavic cultures, there was a lot of gender and sexuality was much more fluid than, and it was put down by the Christians. But even without all that,
I mean, I always hear this argument. Oh, well, you know, like 1,000 fucking million years ago, there were tribes that had like two-spirit fucking genders. You know, who are we Western people to determine what gender is? Ladies just don't want to see cocks everywhere. I think that's reasonable. And look at the sign behind this person. Free trans people. Like they're enslaved because they can't get their cocks out on ladies' night. For fuck's sake. And they've all got the same fucking eyes, haven't they? These vacant, crazy eyes.
And the same voices. Why do they always have the same voices? Can you do a trans voice for me right now?
I just want to go to ladies' night at the bathhouse.
No, like try and sound more feminine.
Oh, actually, like if I was trans.
Like if you were trying to be a woman.
I want to get my cock out at Archimedes Banya.
Yeah, they all sound the same. There's always that hint of man in it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be a good trans.
there are a lot of Catholic, Orthodox, Jewish, and Muslim people who are trans allies, if not trans themselves.
Jordan says she herself is of Slavic origin. To try and reach a compromise, the spa put out a statement saying they will offer one inclusive women's only night where trans women will be welcome and another cultural and religious women's night where only those assigned female at birth will be allowed in.
So they're in a situation where they're like, okay, we've put on like a woman's night and a man's night. All the transes are pissed off. So we better do two women's nights. There's a women with cocks night and there's a women without cocks night. Yeah, so anyway, they've copped all this backlash, and Archimedes Banya have put out another statement. They've reflected on all the backlash because they got a heap of shit on social media, on Yelp, and they've carefully constructed this statement. It says, "Dear Banya patrons, it has been a long and difficult night filled with reflection on how to best navigate the conversation unfolding around us. We are listening, we are reading the comments, some of them filled with thoughtful perspectives, others with painful accusations, and we want to take a moment to clarify our intentions. We have seen messages claiming that cis women don't deserve space, that asking for a phallus-free environment is inherently hateful."
Did it actually say phallus-free?
Yeah, it says phallus-free. "And that any separation is an act of exclusion. Yes, it's an intended act of exclusion."
Yeah, I don't care about your gender fluids. I don't want your fucking fluids anywhere near my spa. Ew.
That's categorically not true. The request for a phallic-free space is not about exclusion. It's about recognising that some members of our community experience a different reaction to that part of the human body.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty confronting when you got a cock helicopter in your face.
Yeah. Whether that reaction is based on personal history, trauma, cultural or religious beliefs, or simply comfort, it is valid.
I can't believe they've had to write a detailed note about why women don't want to see cock and balls.
Well, it goes on. "It should not be controversial to hold a space for both needs, and we are planning to arrange monthly a night that welcomes all women, regardless of gender identity, and a night that provides a healing, comfortable space for those who need a female-only phallus-free environment."
Phallus-free, I love that.
So, in a nutshell, they're saying, okay, there's a women with cocks night and there's a women without cocks night.
Do they put that on a sign at the front of the shop? Phallus-free night.
I mean, it's just fucking insanity. It's only San Francisco you'd see this shit. A women with cocks night and a women without cocks night. So anyway, I heard on the grapevine that this protest happened, the media covered it, and so all the trans activists, all the protesters, they hit up Yelp. They jumped on Yelp and started leaving bad reviews. So I thought, I'm going to have me a look-see.
Okay.
Now, Yelp did say on this business's listing that there's been some recent media coverage and that they're monitoring posts. So in other words, they're saying like, if we feel it's like just a dog pile, we're going to remove like overly negative posts that are just overly negative in the wake of this backlash.
Okay. You can really have some fun with these signs. Quarterly, strictly shafts night, weekly wombs.
So Angel A gives 1 star and says, "I'm so sad to lose a place I've taken friends and dear friends, many of whom are trans also."
Voice off hell. Transes have got lisps now.
I spent hours of my own sulking and steaming away. I have always felt safe and rarely not fully welcomed at Banya, even as someone who sets off gender confusion frequently.
My gender fluids have always been welcome.
I won't be giving them my money or recommendations anymore. And I hope I'm joined by all folk who love trans people. What a pity. So then Maggie M, also 1 star, says the prices keep going up and up, but the facilities and quality of the services go down. My shower curtain was covered in a dark substance. Ew, that looked like mold, but could have been any possible kind of grime. Whatever it is, it's unsightly and gross. I also noticed this same dark grime along the rim of the cold swimming pool and underneath the plastic furniture there.
I must say, you saying rim in that voice has just creeped me the fuck out.
So anyway, this is all like early March stuff. So I thought, okay, this might be part of the backlash. So I kind of went back a bit to get like a fair assessment of the place.
Yeah.
So JS left a Yelp review for this spa. He says, came here during men's night. And during the end, it was basically an orgy in both the steam room and the dry sauna. 2 stars. 2 stars. Carl E, 1 star, says towels had blood or rust on them.
The towels.
Yeah, the towels.
Oh, rust. What the fuck?
Well, he couldn't tell. It was either blood or rust.
Or rust. Or rust. I think it's safe to say it's probably blood.
Jane M, 1 star, says 1 star is for the rude, unprofessional staff and repeated harassment regarding unwritten policies. I was also horrified to hear that sexual activity is common. This place sounds fucking gross.
It's a fuck spa.
Yeah, non-op trans women, as in men with cocks, are not welcome on women's night. I was asked repeatedly to wear swim bottoms when no other women were asked to do so.
Yeah.
First, a staff member asked me to go to the front desk. The manager told me that their policy was that I had to wear swim bottoms, claiming that they've had problems with transgenders and men with boners.
I got a boner.
Priyanka S, 2 stars, says, I was initially very excited to go to Archimedes Banya. However, after going and understanding what the experience is like, I will sadly not be returning. The part that utterly grossed me out was the actual hygiene of the pools and saunas and steam rooms.
Oh.
Upon exiting the locker rooms, there was a door to enter the pool area, but everything in this area is slimy.
Oh.
So this is the place where there's just been like mass gay orgies and shit. The floors are slimy, there's blood on the towels, you know, there's fucking hair stuck to the walls, you know, no biggie, 2 stars.
Oh, fucking hell.
The pre-pool showers are covered in hair and some black mold, and the pools themselves have random hair and black and brown flakes floating in them, which I will choose to believe were just dirt and not flaked off human skin. There were even globs of hair stuck to the walls.
And you gave it 2 stars?
Yeah.
Give it fucking no stars. There's shit speckles floating around in the pool. There's jizz on everything.
Inky N says, I was there with a friend. Great location, chill vibes. Great views, but I felt a bit dirty on the co-ed day. I went with floating hair around, and staff, although tending to clientele in a friendly way, didn't seem to pay attention to the cleanliness detail. That was about a year ago, so I don't know if that's improved. Rio W says, the facilities are pretty depressing. Peeling paint and visible mold. A dark windowless cafe, a TV room full of peeling pleather armchairs with crumbs and empty cans strewn around. Worse than that was the treatment by the staff, who seemed outraged and accusatory that we were not enjoying ourselves. Would not recommend. So this place just seems totally fucked.
You got to stop reading these to me. I physically feel sick.
So there's slimy floors, there's fucking hair stuck to the walls, there's bits of fucking skin floating in the pools, there's presumably dudes with their cocks out fucking everywhere, and to top it off, towards the end of the night, everyone just gets a bit loose and has a fucking all-in orgy.
Oh, there's shit streaks on the towels.
And the transes are really upset they can't go on one day every month.
Why did you do this to me? I actually really feel sick. My gut is churning.
Isn't that fucking gross?
It's fucking gross.
Anyway, thanks to this video's sponsor, Black Forest Supplements. Give them a go. There's a link in the description and the pinned comment. SugarTits has a channel. Go and say hello.
Yeah. Sorry, I feel sick. Yeah, please do. Come say hello.
And we'll catch you later. All right, ta-ta. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Recession, session. Give me better times, give me better times. Recession, session.